that comedic style of run and gun on the street, doing crazy shit in front of people never gets old. All right, guys, we're now getting into something pretty interesting, something that was not on my bingo card to watch for next year. We have this film called Nirvana, the movie, the show, the what, the movie, the what, the what. I forgot.
Nirvana, the
Crap.
band, the movie, the show.
There you go. See, it's a confusing title. Yeah, I will say what initially got me to click on this trailer was see, I'm a big Conan O'Brien fan, and I listen to his podcast all the time, and I listen to their radio show on Sirius XM, and they were talking about this movie. One of Conan's coworkers, Aaron Blair, he was talking about kind of most anticipated films for next year, and he said Nirvana, the movie, the show, the all that. and, and I was like, okay, that's very interesting because Aaron knows comedy really well, and everyone on Conan's staff is comedically talented overwhelmingly, and I love their sensibilities. So this has got to be something interesting. And what I love about this is the realistic nature of it. I know they did a show, I think it was on Vice TV like years ago, like almost a decade ago, with these two guys, and it's just like essentially um almost I feel like it's in the sense of like a not like Jackass or like Impractical Jokers, but doing these bits in reality and seeing how people react while also creating a narrative within. And that just really fascinated me because I think seeing a film like this in theaters would be pretty interesting because I think you'd get a great audience pop with certain moments that look pretty funny. But I mean, the stunt in this looks ridiculous. Just everything about this just screams wild hilarity and I think a fun time at the theater. David, curious to hear your thoughts on this film, Nirvana.
Yeah, this was very interesting to watch in for the trailer. It felt like a vlog, like a YouTube vlog in a way.
Yeah,
Not necessarily like a found footage, but found footage is designed to be very real but fictional. But this seems like real,
yeah,
like
yeah.
like
Especially
real.
their interactions with certain people because like when the camera's just on them and like how they're talking now, like just how what they're doing just seems so fictitious. But like once they're actually in a setting with, with real people, it's like oh no, this is legit.
Yeah, it looks really funny. The trailer did a good job of presenting something that would be really interesting to see jumping off the Space Needle
Right.
and then into the stadium. They did a good job of presenting that, and hopefully that's not everything. Hopefully that's not the entire movie because it would be really cool to see what else is going on. The
Yeah.
title is kind of like edgy. It kind of like breaks the rules of titles,
Mm.
and I think that's kind of interesting. I don't know if I'd watch it in the theater necessarily, but it's definitely one that I think probably my wife and I would watch and enjoy.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at some of the comments of the YouTube video, and lots of people were excited for it. They were saying it screened at one of the film festivals, and it got great buzz. So apparently, it delivers. And coming from seeing a lot of Impractical Jokers, and even like Eric Andre, like we've talked about him on the show before. I mean, just that style, that comedic style of run and gun on the street, doing crazy shit in front of people never gets old. It's always a good time. And you have that combined with this fictitious story that they're doing. But even though it's fictitious, no, they're still doing a legit thing. So it's like it feels fictitious in a way, but they are achieving the reality of jumping off the Space Needle, all the craziness that ensue with that. But definitely a little film that I wanted to touch on because it's always special coming into a new year of films, and we'll get to a show talking about upcoming films for next year because next year is stacked with lots of variety, lots of action, lots of adventure, suspense. Can't wait to see some more horror films. Very excited. 2026 is going to be a crazy year, and I think in terms of box office, it is on pace to be one of the best years since before the pandemic. So if we can get to that, like let's go. We need theaters to thrive. I would love for that to happen. So again, like this film coming out next year, uh, it could be a special gem because I think, in a year of a lot of films like 2026 will be, what really is special is finding those gems that you never thought you'd like. And I love that about every year. I think for me this year was Roofman. I think we'll talk about that in our wrap up show for 2025 for best movies because that was one of my favorite movies this year, starring Channing Tatum. It's just a beautiful story and it comes out of nowhere. Those films that come out of nowhere and that can connect with you and really make you feel an emotional attachment to characters, to the story itself. It's a special feeling. That's why I love film. That's why I love what it does for me and loves what it does for other people. So that is Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. I'm excited for it. Let us know your thoughts if you are as well.